up, everybody? Dusty Auspex going live again from PvP. I'm here with Logan and my co-host Brendan.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Back again.
Back again. Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it
We've
has.
been on a little bit of a hiatus, but
Well, hey, we went 3 in a row.
yeah,
We deserved a
it
break.
was our turn to get a break for sure. Lots has been happening. Obviously, Logan's here. If you guys haven't heard, he went out to Saskatchewan and stole the show.
Yep.
What was the tournament?
That was the Lone Wolf.
The Lone Wolf. Yeah, so we're going to be going through that today. We got some local stuff to talk about, like leagues, upcoming events, stuff like that.
all the good stuff that's
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, right now there's a lot of Age of Sigmar floating around, so as far as 40k news, there's not a lot. But hey, there's an newest FAQ, came out for the Chaos, the Knights.
The Renegade
The
Knights.
Renegade Knights.
Yeah.
So there's some spice, I guess.
It's a little spice.
It's a little spice and everything
little
nice, you know.
paprika.
A little Emerald Legacy there. Bam!
Ramsey would be proud. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So let's start with
The tournament.
overview of the event.
Yeah.
Let's go through maybe Logan if you want to chat about your list a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
Let's talk about
and then we'll go
list,
through, like,
baby. Let's
yeah,
talk
we'll-
about
we'll
you
kinda-
and me.
go from there. So
Sounds good.
the event as a whole.
So the event was 18 players.
Okay.
The terrain was, it was good.
That was like my first question I was gonna ask you. How were
yeah.
those terrain rules, man?
Yeah. So the terrain rules were actually not terrible.
And for people who are wondering how the terrain rules were like, it was like you have a piece of terrain and it's like infinitely blocking line of sight. So it's like you could have like this one little, I don't know if it was just like a crater or whatever, but you had
No. So
Was it ruins?
They only did ruins like that.
Only did ruins,
Only
but
did
there
ruins.
was like I know watching John and Matt, two guys that went with you, they had like Aegis defense lines that they counted as ruins. There was this one part where like the ruin was infinitely tall, and John had stuck like all his catachans behind it. So this like one Aegis defense line that they counted as a ruin, the Eldar couldn't see it, and he's like, "Oh God, this could be such an annoying rule." How was it? How was it? Do tell.
It was not bad. I may be a little biased though because all my big stuff has fly keyword, so I just hopped
Oh, you
into
just
the
dropped-
ruins.
But it's infinitely tall. How do
Yeah,
you
but
hop over it?
Once you go in
It's
it,
true. I know.
right, then you can see in and out of it fine. You just can't see through it.
I see.
Yeah, so it actually wasn't too bad because they didn't have a lot of big terrain pieces there. So the infinite
Okay.
high really helped balance things out.
Okay.
There was like 1 or 2 tables that were really sparse, but that's just every event.
The
Well, this
nature of
is
the beast.
Yeah.
This is their first time running the tournament, right?
No, they've been running tournaments for a while there, but it's always been really small.
What's the
Oh,
guy's
okay.
name?
Daniel Sexton, I think. That's the guy
Okay.
who runs it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so I didn't have any issues with the terrain rules.
Where was it held?
Cool.
That was in Regina at, I forget the name, but it was in a curling club.
Curling club. Okay, different. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It's always interesting to hear where people.
They rent
No
out like an
kidding.
upstairs room there.
Cool. Very
Nice.
cool.
It's pretty big though. It was really warm though.
Really?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Like, was it just like an old building, like no AC kind of thing?
I don't
or
know
was
if they
it
had
just-
no AC or if it just wasn't running.
Was there like
Oh.
the 18 players, like, was that enough? Like, was it a full space? Like,
Oh yeah.
Was
they
it
could-
all guys?
Yeah.
18 hot and sweaty guys in one room.
They could
Hot
have probably
diggity.
put 3 or 4 more tables in.
okay, so it's
Okay.
pretty close to capacity then.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
it was
cool.
a pretty big area. There's lots of room around every table.
Man, I actually wish I would have like been able to plan because I could have maybe gotten out there for that one. That's too bad. Oh, well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was debating it too. Because I know you guys posted it, and I was like, ugh. But I'm like, we had gone to like, or at least myself, I'd gone to like a couple tournaments, like, kind of back to back,
Bang, bang,
or at least
bang.
like,
Yeah.
not like every weekend, but it was like every like second or third
yeah, we did the-
weekend. So I was just like, And how long was the drive? 6 hours?
5.5.
See, that's not bad.
not-
You can shave
That's
that
definitely
down
not
to, like,
bad.
four
Yeah,
and
you
a
could
half.
definitely go quickly, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can
I
shave
don't
it
want to be paying for that and this, because I have another tournament coming up next month, anyways, mid next
Where are
month.
you going?
Going to Grand Forks.
Oh, you're going to that?
Yeah,
Okay,
going
good,
to that
'cause I
with
got some
3
stuff
of the
I need you to bring
guys.
down there. Who's going around with you?
Ryan Block,
Block?
Daryl Hoover, and Chuck Yankee.
No way.
Yeah, we've
Oh,
gone 2 years in a row. This is our third
Is it
year
like the
going down a
Renegade?
row. No, this is Slaughterhouse.
Oh,
in
Slaughterhouse,
Grand
right?
Forks.
Okay.
So we're going down. So anyways, like I really
okay.
wanted to go to Saskatchewan, but I'm like, you gotta
Yeah, no.
gotta
That's
bide
next
your
weekend?
time, and that is the 14th and the 15th, I believe.
Oh man, I wonder if there's some spots I should get on this.
I think there is. They just
Table
posted
Talk
like a
app.
couple.
Anyway, okay,
yes,
let's
continue.
continue.
Anyways. This was
All right,
interesting.
okay.
Interesting.
So terrain was decent. Rule to accommodate what they had for terrain, good.
Yeah, it
Room
worked out.
Size was
There was one funky rule that they had.
Okay.
And I know me and John abused it, where they said, if you want to shoot, all that you need to fire is like either the hull or the gun barrel, normal. Then they said to be shot at, your opponent needs to see 25% of your model.
Okay.
So they did that because they felt they didn't have the terrain to accommodate bigger models. But me and John, just like, he'd stick the nose of the shadow sword behind a ruin, and it's like, oh, my barrel can see you, but you can't see 25% of my shadow sword. So
that's dirty.
And I did the same with like a battlesuit commander, stuck his arm out, just firing
Oh.
shots at like.
That makes sense with the battlesuit commander, just peeking on the wall. Pew, pew,
Yeah.
like those old
Yeah.
Western flicks.
yeah, but a tank though.
Oh god, especially a shadow sword.
Because the
Just
gun
shoots through a
sticks,
wall and then it
That's
melts
a
back
tough
together.
one.
Like-
That's a tough one.
Oh,
sticks an inch out from the hull, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just put the.
I could imagine going up against him. I would be a little bit salty over that one. I'd be like, what?
The guys there, they knew what was going on there. They're like, yeah, this is our club rules, so.
Oh, so
I
they're
guess.
used to it.
Yeah, they were used to it.
And
so
you guys are
we-
just like, what's going on here? All right.
We used
And then
it,
they
man.
just like went wide-eyed. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is not gonna work.
Well, we
Damn
talked-
these Winnipeggers.
We talked to the tournament organizer after, and we're like, if you change one thing, change
Change
that rule.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No,
it
for
was
sure.
it was
That's all right.
abusive.
That's all right.
And we're from Winnipeg. We're gonna abuse everything.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. So another
Can
big
we edit
thing.
that out? Can we edit that out? I'm just kidding.
Another big thing was
Understood that?
chess clocks.
Right.
We had
Yeah.
chess clocks
So-
at the event.
Okay. How was
Despite naysayers, it was amazing.
that? Really?
Not a single game went overtime. And most games actually finished to completion, full 6 turns, not a tabling, not anything, with 20 to 30 minutes left.
Wow.
How much time were you given for games?
You had 2.5 hours, so each player got 1 hour 15 minutes. And
Oh, really? Like you had to.
You split the time evenly?
yep,
Okay.
split the time evenly, no matter what size your army brought, split the time evenly.
Oh, wow.
And every single game finished.
Huh.
Most games finishing with 30 plus minutes
Huh.
left.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It was also 1,500 points.
It was 1,500.
Well, because people run 2,000 point tournaments.
Yeah, I think
with,
going up to
with
the-
2.5 hour time limits.
Yeah.
So that extra 500 points is pretty huge.
Yeah, definitely going up the points. I think you'd use up the rest of that time.
Yeah.
But just the fact that every game was finishing with a half an hour left. Was
That's nice. Yeah,
crazy.
that's always nice.
I'd not because of chess clocks, but I had a game finish in 30 minutes. Like,
Was that that night game?
that was the night game.
Okay, well, let's hold on to this. I want to
on
hear
to-
the
okay.
juicy details of each one.
Um,
So that was it. That was pretty good. Because I want to know how the terrain was.
let's go through your list. Go through your list.
Yes,
Let's
let's
start there.
talk
Let's go
about
through your
this
list.
lovely
Let's go through your
list.
Okay. So I ran basically a Tau Sep list and a Sashia Sep list.
Oh, I'm already bored.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So the
Please
Sashia
continue.
Sept was an Ethereal and 3 Farsight Marksmen.
I want to ask you about that. What are these Farsight marksmen?
So the Farsight Marksmen, literally what they are is a marker light on a 3+ to hit body.
Is it like Cadre Fireblade kind of thing? Or
Kind
is
of.
Is he like an actual like tower, or is he like a drone or something?
No, he's a character. So he's a
okay.
character and he has this like little viewer that he looks through. And he's
Oh,
literally
is it the sniper
yeah,
drone
the sniper
guys?
drone guy.
Oh, you
yeah.
actually have those?
Yeah.
Where do you be?
Yeah. So you just take 3 of those, boom,
Just
boom,
for-
boom.
he forgot the snipers at home though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, he just didn't take the snipers with him. And then it's a marker light on a 3+ to hit body, and if you have it as Sashia Sept, you get to reroll that hit.
Okay.
Because Sashia gets to reroll 1 hit per squad, like
Oh,
Salamanders.
okay. So you just do it on him.
So
Hey,
I
that's
just do it
smart.
on him, boom,
Smart.
I got 3 guys that get to reroll a 3+ to hit.
Nice.
So that's 3 easy marker lights. The Ethereal's in there because he doesn't need to affect things the same. Like
It doesn't
chapter
matter
attack
about
against him.
Sept.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he
just
just
Tau
affects
Empire.
Tau Empire. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
So
I
he's
like
good.
it. I like it.
And then in my Tau Sept, I went with Cadre Fireblade, 2+ marker light, can't go wrong. I grabbed a.
Is that all people use him for now? Like, is he just a cheap
Basically.
marker light? Because
He's
every
a-
time I've gone up against Tau, there's
Hey,
a
man,
fire blade.
marker lights, save
Everybody
lives.
has a Cadre Fireblade.
Yeah.
They have him with the rifle, but they're like, he's shooting a marker light.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, whatever.
Well, he helps your other Fire Warriors out too, give
You
them
don't
that
know,
extra
now
shot
you
to
know.
hit
yes,
range.
the extra shots.
But yeah, it's the 2+ to hit marker light.
Fair enough. Hey,
and
why
I
would
mean,
you not take that?
He's not bad. He's got a 4+ armor save, 5 wounds. So
No, he's got 5 wounds.
yeah, so
He's a
he'll-
tough little bugger.
Yeah, he'll stand around for a bit.
For sure.
Then I ran just an XV8 commander, so no Cold Star, just a basic, the dirt cheap basic commander, and I gave him 4 cyclic ion blasters. So that most people are running them with 4 meltaguns. This instead is 4 guns that shoot 3 times at strength 8, -1 D3 damage.
What's the range?
18 inches, same as the meltagun.
Okay. I think there's enough to be said for using both of those variants because you get more shots and they hit on 2s.
12 shots hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
Strength 8, -1.
Yeah.
Like most stuff you're fighting, if I find most stuff nowadays has an invul save, so the -4 is
Anything
like,
that's like tough or expensive that you would want to hit with like a melta gun's gonna have a decent invuln save. It just comes down to weight of dice. So like, I find sometimes like people sometimes say autocannons are crap. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff you play in the game where it's just like that -1 is all you need. Like a lot of Dark Elder going on right now. Why would I want to have a -3 when you get a 5-up invuln and you have a 4-up armor? I'll hit you with that -1 with this and do
Just
a solid 2. A solid 2 damage. So it's like I'll just get you to your invuln and save anyway.
I mean, even versus me, Riptides, 2-up save, 3-up invul.
Yeah.
You don't need anything more than a -1.
Exactly. And then if I get those wounds through, that's like
Okay,
3
we'll
wounds.
get back to
and
this. Hang on. And Justin Sherman on Facebook. Sherman? I
Sherman,
think?
he was my first game actually.
What? Rocket Tag. What's he talking about?
He was my first game.
Okay.
So I'll finish up my list here.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So it was the
Brandon
Battleship
would stop
Commander,
asking
Cadre
questions.
Fireblade.
Shut up. I want to know.
There was I had another HQ in there. Oh yeah, Long Strike.
How can you forget about
Yeah,
him?
sorry, Long Strike.
He's Tao's
He's
half.
like in a
MVP.
heavy, right? You put him in the hammerhead, so you
Yeah.
forget he's a heavy.
And then I had
I know.
2 Riptides, both with the move with no minus to hit for your
I
heavy
feel like
weapons.
this is an auto take.
Yeah, and the -1 AP weapon. A lot of people are saying like, oh, maybe take the +1 to hit versus fly keyword instead of the no penalty.
There
heavy
is a lot of
weapons.
fly in the game.
There is, but oh boy, does it feel bad when you move and not shoot at a fly thing, and now we're hitting on 5s.
But could you take both? Could you take the one
You
where you
could.
don't suffer
You
minuses
could,
for
but-
moving?
What was
Unfortunately,
what was
you're
your second one?
dropping the -1 AP.
He
Oh,
gets
okay.
an additional minus. So
Yeah.
all his guns have like
It's
the
-2
Gatling's
on the
-2,
Gatling,
and
and
now
then
have -3.
the smart missile, which is huge, is now -1 and ignoring cover.
Yeah,
That's where the money is.
it's pretty clutch.
And then I had 3 squads of 5 Fire Warriors. One of them had a marker light in it, but that was
Set
just points.
Beautiful.
And then to top it off, 2 hammerheads with ion cannons and smart missiles.
Sounds pretty solid.
Yeah, it was kind of a dick punch list, and that's
Well, it's a
got
tournament.
to bring. Yep.
Apparently a bunch of dicks. And cool.
But
Yeah.
it's like it still feels like it's a good like solid lore-wise towel list. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
got like
Yeah.
you got your suits and your tanks, got a couple fire warriors, you got your marker light support. It's like
Yeah.
what's not like if you like
It's
the
kinda
lore
Tau,
stuff,
that's
and that's what
kinda
Tau.
what they do.
If they were running close combat fire warriors, maybe that'd be something
No
to
man,
be
you get,
concerned
you get
about.
the suits with all those bonding knives or whatever. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
money's at right now.
And that one punch gauntlet, you know.
Okay,
I did not-
so wait,
Sorry.
so what's this rocket
Yeah.
tag? What's this rocket
Okay,
tag?
so-
game one, please tell.
No,
So,
no, rocket
first
tag. I wanna
game,
know what
yeah,
is.
that was Justin Sherman.
Is this what you guys called game one? This isn't something separate from the
No,
games?
it's just what he called it. Cause
Okay.
essentially, so he was running a not standard but not unseen guard list, a shadow sword, a couple the flamer tanks, a couple
Hellhounds.
basilisks,
Hellhounds, yeah.
a couple
Oh, yeah.
Lehmans, some infantry, you know,
Jesus.
stuff like that.
That sounds like
In
an expensive.
1500?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
how much shit did he bring?
Yeah.
I mean, crap.
It was a bit. He
Okay.
didn't have
Oh,
that
we're
much
so-
infantry, which is where I think he found his points.
What are you, sorry?
He didn't have a ton of infantry, so I think that's where he found his points.
Continue.
So-
And all the close combat units found his tanks.
The the
the
game was on actually a really terrain heavy board, so I had to really work to see his shadow sword first turn. But I got my tanks up in ruins. I got my Riptides up in ruins. I actually forgot about marker lights and stratagems for the first turn.
Way to go.
Yeah. So
Go
I'm like
play.
shooting at his shadow sword. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is not dying. I'm like, I forgot my +1 to wound stratagem.
Oops.
But
Nailed it.
I managed to
Wah,
take
wah,
it out first
wah.
Hey,
turn.
but I bet you didn't forget about it again.
No, I never did. for the rest
Oh,
of the
weird. What
tournament.
happens when
Yeah.
you don't play with take backsies and
Yeah.
events?
I did manage to drop it though. It took my whole army, but I did manage to drop it.
Nice.
And then
But he had two, though.
he had one. One
Oh, I
shadow
thought you said
sword.
he had two. I was like, that's what I was like, how, where did he
Yeah,
get
yeah.
those
But
points
even
from?
still, it's like 400 points
Yeah,
for
about
Shadow
400.
Sword.
not
Lehman
bad.
Russes are like 150 or something like that. Like, that's a lot of armor.
He must
that
have
he's
shaved
bringing.
down on some areas, too. Like that
Just
could've
taking bare minimum infantry
minimum
squads.
Yeah, he had a few 10-man infantry squads. Wasn't much.
been- Hey, man, tanks
Gotcha.
are where parties at. I love tanks.
But yeah,
So,
so
thanks.
I dropped that. Then he just rushed me with tanks, and I mean,
Rushed you with tanks?
yeah, because the flamer tanks and Lehmans
Oh.
were both Punisher Lehmans, so he was just rushing me.
Oh, were they
And-
tank commanders?
No, the problem, and there lies the problem that I just charge my riptides forwards, and what are you gonna do versus 3-up involves?
Yeah, exactly.
So he just
Even with Punisher tanks,
Yeah.
like it's like, yeah, you get a lot of shots, but you'll maybe get through like 1 or 2 wounds
he
a turn.
got 1 or 2 wounds.
like, oh,
Like, so he has 2 giant riptides sitting right in his front lines. All my hammerheads are still alive, hiding in the back, like dancing around, firing iron cannons in.
right.
And we were just like dancing around the ruins, like shooting random rockets and stuff at each other. He had all of his hellhounds come up and explode in my lines, and it was just hilarious.
That's literally
Yeah,
what you
man.
use hellhounds for.
Yeah.
You run up there, flame
They're the-
something, and then
The finest
explode and take something
kamikazes
with
of
you.
the
Yeah.
41st millennium.
Yeah. So that was the first game. I won that one 43 points, I think.
Jesus.
Like it was a high point win.
That was at ITC they were
Yeah.
playing? Holy
It was
shit.
ITC point, but you got an extra 8 points for having time on the clock at the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was
So
out
you
of
were like
50.
what, 30?
So I was 1 point off from max, or something like that.
Okay.
Like it was high.
Wow, so you just basically came out the gate
Oh,
scoring your objectives.
Yeah, I used to hold my riptides back. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? These guys have 3-up invul saves. Now every game, I'm just throwing them at the enemy. I'm like, here, deal with this.
Interesting.
Because who
Well-
wants to deal with that?
Well, one of them, because you can do this. Oh, I guess you just.
I
You don't
breach-
even
I don't.
overcharge their
From
guns.
when I played you, I've completely switched how I play them. I never overcharge their guns.
oh, so
always
you
the
always
shields,
give them the
and
3-up
then
shield.
maybe one I'll breach charge and do the gun as well.
And this is why I bring psychers.
Yeah.
Mortal wounds. Die.
Yeah. So that was the first game.
That's
So-
pretty solid
game.
though. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
So my second game. Let's see here.
While you pull that, just remind you guys, we have Twitch and Facebook going simultaneously. I encourage everyone on Facebook to go follow us and join the chat on Twitch. We might be removing the Facebook stream coming up. It's something possible in the future, so we definitely encourage everyone so you don't miss
Hop
out
on
on any
Twitch,
episodes. Hop on
guys.
Twitch. So yeah, make sure to do that.
Get with it.
Our producer Matt will drop the link in the chat for you guys to make it easy on you. But yeah, so let's
Yeah.
go to that second game.
Okay, so second game, it was versus our own Ryan Mandrake.
Oh, you
Our
go all the way out there just to
Saskatchewan
play a buddy.
kid, right?
The guy that you play against
Yeah.
all the time.
So he had first turn. He deployed all of his stuff, and then I seized.
Oh.
And that was game. So he
Dirty.
he tried to get in there
Oh,
with
'cause
berserkers.
Did you do it the cultists? Did
Yeah,
you do the cultist
he had
line?
the
and you
cultist
stole
line
that shit up?
around,
Oh, I can
Um,
only imagine. The
so he-
cultist just
he
sitting there
boxed
with the
me
dick out
in.
in the wind.
and I stole.
Ryan, you deserved that.
He had some berserkers in my face, so, and he had Morty on the other side of the board. I was thinking about maybe like spreading my army out, so he had to come at me. But I decided to just make a big old castle in a corner.
Yeah.
Ended up, I took like half of Morty's wounds off. I wasn't trying to kill Morty that first turn. I was basically just clearing cultists and killing all of his berserkers. Because, good lord, are berserkers scary
Yeah.
for Tau.
I think anything that can, swing something big
Fight
at you is
3
scary.
times.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fight 3 times? They only get to fire
Twice, and then there's a stratagem to fight again.
Oh, right. Of course.
So, yeah.
At that point, though, man, you
Everything's
would kind of
bad.
hope they would clear it out after the second round of swings.
Yeah.
Needing 3 rounds? My God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, but he ended up getting into me. He tied up some of my stuff.
Was it a big unit of berserkers? Like, was it a
No, he had
20-man
2. He had
blob?
an 8 and a 7 or something like that. 2.
Because I think it would be
medium spots.
interesting, because you could do, just a quick little tangent, you could do like an Alpha Legion
could.
Berserker thing. Take a unit of 20, use the Alpha Legion stratagem to infiltrate them. You can get a Sorcerer with Warp Time to Warp Time them.
Yeah.
And then you could get them in your opponent's face like right off the bat, turn 1. And then just assault like with a big 20-man thing, like string them out, tie up multiple units,
Yeah,
and start hitting
and
them.
then you hit them, some die, and then they back up.
But if
and
you get
then
to swing
you get
3
shot the-
times, I would
Well,
hope you'd be able to
Okay,
clear
so
them
that's
out.
great. You
The
clear
problem
them
is
out, but
he
you still back
kills
up.
everything.
You kill
What
them.
he did that was smart is what Ryan will do a lot actually is he won't charge everything there. He'll declare his charges versus 2, 3, or 4 guys, but leave 1 or 2, and then he'll purposely move his guys to tie up those 2 guys and surround him in a bubble, so they can't. His berserkers cannot fight them because they didn't declare as a charge, and
The guys that attack back, he'll peel them off for somewhere else.
yeah,
So he's
and now
always
they're
counting
locked in,
combat.
and
So you got a string right in front of his
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
so he does that a lot. It didn't work
you
out.
actually get it, like, the movement. You'd have to have you have to have such a high number to get that wrap.
I mean, you're getting 3 inches every activation, plus 3 inches at the end of the fight. So that's
6 inches of
to
free
12
move.
inches almost. a
Wait,
free
does
move.
he declare him as a target, or does he just
No,
tie
he
him up
won't.
later?
He
Okay.
won't, yeah.
So he'll just tie him up so he can't swing into them, but they can
Exactly.
they can swing back into him, and then he'll move around.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it working. Just depending on it's all about positioning of models,
Yeah.
right? And like how you make it work.
Well,
Because you with a big long line, like you could definitely do the wrap thing, but
yeah. Well, what he'll like
you could
to do
still
too
move
is-
your guard. Like if I had a guardsman, like you'd have to wrap.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. Like
he'll wrap the full unit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get
depends
if,
how
even
you
if he
deploy your
has-
meat shield.
If you have one model and he can put a guy on all 3 sides of it, suddenly that base can't move anymore without going over one of the other bases, right? So as long as he gets one model with the 3 points of contact, he can't fall back, even if he doesn't fully wrap your unit.
You know,
Okay.
you know what that means?
That
Just
makes
countercharge him with everything.
Yeah.
Show the Zerkers what's up.
Yeah. So the game really came down to it though, where he got Morty locked into combat, and I couldn't shoot at Morty, and it was getting tight. But then I had Cadre Fireblade survive a round of combat versus Morty. little
How's that
little
even
dude with his
possible?
4-up armor save, just ting 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 ting.
How's that even possible?
And he's sitting there on 1 wound, and Ryan's like, ugh.
Ryan, I feel your pain, man.
So
I
he
don't
like
care. No remorse.
he
Get outta here,
smited
Ryan.
him in the next psychic phase, but that means he lost his full movement phase with Morty.
Which is so key.
So he was stuck between like a 12-inch charge that he really needed to make, or like a really easy 7-inch charge, but it was not ideal. So he went for the 12-inch to try and get the win. Didn't work out. I got free shots on Morty. Just,
Oh,
it ended up deciding the game.
brutal.
My last game of that first day was then versus Matt. So that's our local guy.
The Filipino-Ukrainian.
The
Yeah.
new is he Filipino Ukrainian? Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting.
We were
one.
at
Okay.
GW on a Saturday. He came in to practice game against John, and he opens up this container and he just starts eating. I'm like, is that kubasa? He's like, yeah, man. You can't eat in the store. That's awesome. Just wolfing it down.
no.
I'm like, are you part Ukrainian by chance? He's like, yeah. How'd you know? I'm like, it's kubasa, man. Just gives it away.
That's funny.
Yeah.
John, LARP King, Facebook, chess clocks, 100% improved every aspect of the game. So we're gonna go into this. So
That's just because John's slow plays.
toss your feedback in the chat. When we get into that discussion, we'll go back to it.
Yeah. So I'll
So-
hammer these ones out quick.
Yeah, it's-
So Matt, he was playing Eldar.
Did you
I will
kill
say
him?
now, I made a big mistake in that game.
Oh, Logan, don't tell me you lost to the Eldar.
I did.
Logan,
So I
no!
lost to the Eldar.
Not
I,
the damn Eldar.
I did not spend enough time early game getting points. So
Okay.
for the first 3 turns, he was just hammering me, and I knew I was gonna be taking it. So he had command points, so he's linked firing, doing all this stuff, hammer, hammer, hammer. And I was just trying to hold on. I'd backed into a corner, just hold
Again,
on, hold
ting,
on.
ting, ting.
Yeah. As soon as the command points ran out, I leapt out of my corner. I was taking points with the Riptides, killing fire prisms, the whole 9. But I did it 1 turn too late. So I lost to him 29 to 33.
Oh,
Yeah.
tight.
That's a
It
good
was a
loss
tight
though.
game.
That's
It
a lot of
was.
points for a
Yeah.
loss. That's good.
It was crazy though. He played it really well. He took out long strike turn 1.
Oh yeah, that's.
He was all over me. So he played it really well. I just wasn't.
Was it the
fast
fire
enough.
prisms that did it?
Yep.
That link
Yeah, the
fire,
linked
one
fire.
command point. You just
Yeah.
have to have one being able to see a unit,
And they
and
all
the
can
other
fire
2
thing.
can shoot. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where they are on the
Yeah. So
board.
they can be
they
out
can
of
link up.
sight,
They,
yeah.
As long as they see that other fire prism, they can go. Turn,
Yeah. It is
Like,
for
whoa.
one command point.
Yeah.
You're like,
Plus
what?
re-rolling to hit and re-rolling to wound.
Yeah, and reroll to hit for one command point.
That's crazy.
I was blown away by that. I was like,
So I lost to him, but it was a high point loss, so that was okay. But
yeah.
that made me pretty depressed at the end of day 1. I was like, ugh.
I know you lost to a
Ryan's-
Uke.
Matt stealing the thunder.
But then it all came back. Day 2, I came
Redemption.
in playing the Nightless turn. First game.
Oh,
First turn, pow pow, 2 knights down. 2 knights, 1 turn.
Did they explode?
Yes.
Oh, because night explosions are 1d6 or 2d6.
It's a D6
It's
immortal,
it's
yeah.
it's a 1d6 range or something, but it does
No, it's
d6
2d6 range,
2d6
1d6
range,
mortals.
1d6 mortal wounds if a
Yeah.
knight explodes.
So it's just
Oh,
the Riptides took
Ouch.
1 knight out by themselves. The commander.
that's hot
Really?
shooting. Or did you use
No,
your?
the commander. So I popped Monka first turn.
Yeah, I was gonna
full
ask if you
reroll
know.
to hit.
Come on.
But then the commander has a stratagem where if the commander doesn't shoot, he can give full reroll to wound to a battle suit unit, and
Yep.
Riptides are a battle suit unit. So I had 18 shots, rerolling to hit, rerolling to wound at -2.
jeez. Okay.
Add 2 damage.
Yeah.
So they
I'll do
ripped
it.
through 1. the 3 hammerheads together kind of just looked out and said, "See you later" to the other one,
Yep.
Achoo.
because long strike is hitting on 2s, re-rolling, wounding on 3s, wounding a knight on 3s.
What's his gun strength?
Minus it's
Right.
strength 8.
But you get the +1 to wound,
I get
right?
+1 to wound.
Does he give that to other hammerheads, or does
No,
he give
he
him a
just
+1
gives
to
the
hit?
BS to
The
other-
BS
yeah.
bonus. Okay.
That's crazy.
So
That's
he goes in, and I was rolling hot.
Did you get first turn?
No, he did.
Oh.
cool. Did he do anything to you?
He ran up with the knights and like attacked a Riptide and dropped it like 3 wounds. And I was like, meh. And then he charged the Riptide, and I took like 2 wounds from assault phase because I had like 2 up armor save. I just rolled hot, feel no pains,
And then you drop back and
and then I just dropped back and.
Wow.
The Avenger Gatling cannon did nothing. He had one of those. It did literally 0. Because my whole army's mostly T7, and it's only strength 6.
Yeah, that Venture Gatling's in that weird position where it's like, yeah, it feels like a waste to shoot at infantry when it's like -2
But it's
AP,
also a waste
2
to fire
damage
heavy.
time, but then to shoot at a vehicle,
Exactly.
you're like
Oh,
wounding
that's-
most things on
that's
5s.
Yeah.
It's an awkward weapon.
It is. And the battle cannon did some work. I think it stripped like 5 or 6 wounds off Hammerhead, but Hammerheads have 13 wounds. So
I would
it's really
have
negligible.
gone after the hammerheads.
Didn't
Those are easier to kill than the
I had
Riptides.
most of them hiding. There's one like peeked out. So that's the one he went
shoot,
for.
Shoot the peeker.
So I dropped that, and then it was just 3 turns of him like slowly moving the big Dominus one up, and then me like peeking out and firing everything at it. And then he moved it up, peeking out, fire everything at it. Because he kept giving it the 3-up invul.
Yeah.
But it didn't survive, obviously. So that was
What a
a
whole
pretty
army, yeah.
high point win for me. I actually got to use the Tau stratagem where a Fire Warrior can throw a grenade and turn it into a D3 mortal wound.
No way.
Yeah, because I got my Fire Warriors right up to it.
That's an EMP grenade, right?
Yeah. So you throw a photon grenade and then pay 1 CP to turn it to a D3 mortal wound. I'm like, yes, that's right.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
The blood thickens.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that was
cool.
that was
game 4. Knights.
that game took me 40 minutes. That was a 40-minute game.
That's what games with knights are
Yeah.
like, though.
Yeah, it's either you're all in or you're.
Well,
yeah,
they go by
all gone.
really quick.
Yeah.
It's either you kill them when
Well, you
you
only
need to
have
kill.
like what? How many units do you have?
3.
Three. You didn't even have a guard battery. Just 3 knights.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I guess at 1500,
Oh yeah.
you're kind of.
So the next game was So this game, I was 3-1. No, 3-1 at this point, and there was one guy left in the whole event who was 4-0, and I got matched versus him. So I was like, all right,
It's destiny.
here we go. He's the last guy who had no losses. He had beaten all the Dark Eldar list. He'd beaten Matt. Like, this guy was on a hot streak. He took out all the top players so far. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. He was running a Demon Engine spam list.
Demon engine spam. Okay.
So
Interesting.
like the fetid bloat drones. He had a Lord of Change in there. It was like a lot of like weird demon stuff.
Huh.
The key thing is, it was a lot of flamers. So Eldar stuff just like shriveled and died
Right.
when he got near
Because
it.
they're auto hit
Exactly.
and then fly, I think.
So he deployed his army, and we started deploying, and I did a little tricksy thing where I put like 1 marksman and then a fire warrior team across the side of the board, so it looked like I might be deploying over there. So he started doing some drops because he had very low drops, like 7 demon engines. That was it.
Okay.
So I did that, and he had already dropped 2 or 3 things there, and then I put my whole army on the other side of the table. So it meant that 2 blow drones and a flaming chariot were just wasted because
Okay.
the only thing
Right.
for them to kill was a fire warrior squad.
Gotcha. You baited him.
I did.
Hook,
so-
line, and sinker.
He put the rest of his army on this side.
The fish were not caught. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah.
I
So
thought you were gonna
he,
come up with something clever, but
yeah,
you
that
let me
was-
down.
It's on the fly, man.
he came at me. Not much else he can do. Unfortunately, he placed it in such a way that his fetid bloat drone was the only thing blocking his demon prince from me being shot at from the side. So his demon prince was back, but he had a fetid bloat drone and like a flamer chariot. I moved my whole army this way because everything moves 12 inches. He's like, oh no. I'm like, oh yes.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man just
Oh,
came out of nowhere.
Done. Yeah.
Whenever you need him to break through the wall,
Yeah.
eh?
Wasted the
Oh,
bloat
yeah.
drone 2 seconds. Wasted the demon prince. And at that point, he's like, I have nothing to kill your tanks in CC now. I'm like, no, you do not. So at
Feels
that
like
point,
I'm
it was just
really
like,
in it to when it's like either my demon
So
engines do
what
stuff or
Logan is
I'm
basically
screwed.
saying, he borderline won the game in deployment.
pretty much, yeah.
Hot
yeah.
damn, gotta
Hot
love
damn,
that.
crazy.
And
crazy.
and I had an ethereal kill the Lord of Change that game. So that was a highlight.
The hell's up with your Tau?
You know,
So
pretty
he-
much.
One blocks Mortarion, another one kills the Lord to Change.
Yeah.
One guy, he's getting
What is
told not
going
to
on
throw
here?
EMPs. Okay.
Yeah.
So the way he had done it is he had his Lord of Change just like punking hammerheads, because that
Okay.
was about all he could do with it at that point. So he worked through one, worked through another. He was trying to get to the last one, and I kind of had my blobs spread out. So I had my Riptides going for his backfield to capture objectives, because why not? I need the points, ITC.
Yeah.
And all I had left was like my Commander, my Ethereal, and Long Strike sitting in a little bubble. So he charged, took a bath on the Overwatch, 12 shot at strength 8, like, whoa. So he just
Do you have like
ate
a
it.
3-up or 4-up involved?
3-up invul, but
In your turn of shooting? Because he can do that.
yeah, but he had that thing that reduces damage by 1, so it helped him a little bit.
Oh, alright. Oh,
Yeah.
That'd be nasty.
But he still took a bath. So he got into combat with 1 wound left.
not the nice, comfortable kind of bath, you know?
No.
Not the
No
one-
incense
No.
going, some candles,
This is
some
the-
shampoo.
This is the
Not
cold.
bath bombs.
No bath
obviously.
bombs.
This is the cold
Different
2
kind
a.m.
of bombs.
Yeah.
So he got in, and then he like killed. He really wanted to like get the Warlord kill, so he killed my Commander, got the Warlord kill, and then my Ethereal was just like maracas.
That doesn't
Took,
make
like-
sense.
He took 2 wounds. Well, Ethereals, they have 4 attacks.
That's not
hitting on
narrative.
3s, and they're strength 5 with the Honor Blade. So I was hitting on a 3, wounding
Who
on a
makes
5.
these rules?
No
Yeah.
kidding. Gotta talk to them.
I got 2 wounds in, and he failed 1.
4
And
attacks.
he failed
My
the.
close combat
reroll?
numbers only have 4 attacks.
That was it.
How much damage does it do?
1 damage.
Oh
He
my
only
God, he had
life
one
left.
wound
He only
left.
had 1 wound left.
Hit it and quit it. My man.
Down it
Just hit him in
went.
the right spot, poke.
Yep.
Ugh.
So that was that game. Another really high point win.
Oh,
So
That's
I
better.
felt really good after that. So I just took out the undefeated player in the event.
nice.
All
so
the
you're
other
feeling
guys.
pretty confident
Yeah.
about where you're standing.
So going into the last game, I'm fighting another guy who's 4-1 right now. He had also been getting high point wins all day, and he was playing Tyranids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was he running?
He was running 2 Hive Tyrants, Swarm Lord, one of the brain ones that cast psychic powers.
Zoanthrope?
Zoanthrope. And then a bunch of Termagants and a big, huge horde of Gene Stealers, and then just some Ripper Swarms.
Yeah, cheap.
I love rippers.
So
Ripper
I got
Swarms or
first turn
Rippers?
on him,
So that's
and oh boy, I basically dropped a Hive Tyrant the first turn. Like
That's it?
it was his Warlord Hive Tyrant.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
they
how?
can't hide. They have
They
12
cannot
wounds,
hide,
so you could.
yeah.
They have a 4-up invuln, but yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta concentrate firepower. We were in, I think when Kyle and I were in Brandon, we played when we were doing doubles. We played 2 Tyranid guys, and he dropped down his 2 Hive Tyrants like first turn, and then proceeded to kill both of them like right in the turn. Like I mean, they have 12 wounds are tough, but a 4-up invuln.
It's not enough.
Man, sometimes 4-ups like
4-up's
can
not
might.
enough.
Sometimes I find 4-ups can be like a 2-up save, like you're just passing them
Yeah,
like crazy,
sometimes.
and you're like, oh my god, it's only a 4-up. And other times you might as well be saving on a 6-up because you're just
Yeah.
rolling 1, 2s, and 3s. Like
Yeah.
there's no tomorrow. You're
Or
like,
date.
fudge.
Yeah. So I dropped that. He had 1 left, but it wasn't enough.
No.
I had Riptides still alive, Hammerhead still alive. It was rough. Then he did the thing where you can like move your Gene Stealers up to like 24 inches,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, where
yeah.
you
Yeah,
like
with the Swarm
move,
Lord.
advance, and then
Yeah.
charge after. So he tied up my lines right away. But again,
That's why you bring Chafe.
that's why I had the 3 squads of Fire Warriors right out front, everything else behind. So he killed all the Fire Warriors, killed all my spots, marksmen, like they're all dead. Then I just fell back and I actually ignored them. I left them alone and I moved like around the edge of the board sideways so I could get at his other Hive Tyrants and all that shit. Sorry.
It's okay.
And as I was doing that, I just kept firing my smart missiles back into the Gene Stealers. 30-inch range, you know, why not?
just peel off some
Yep.
models.
Just kept peeling them off because he wanted to sit there because it was the ITC mission where you get a bonus point if you hold your opponent's objective. That's where my objective was.
Oh.
So I forced him to either use his Gene Stealers, their points, and attack the rest of my army, or use a huge, massive squad like that to hold the bonus point.
I would have gone after the Tau, man. To hell with the bonus point. That's what the Rippers are for.
Well, no,
Deep
because
strike them in.
he wasn't just getting the 1 bonus point, he was getting hold 1, hold more, and the bonus point.
Yeah, he had 3
Right?
points. in the
He's
one
getting 3
spot.
points because I wasn't holding anything. There was only 2 objectives on the board.
That's fair enough.
Ooh,
I-
that's,
I-
that's a tricky one, actually.
but
So it was
that's
tough.
what the
It was-
Rippers are for, because you can deep
He-
strike them.
It was
No.
turn 1 though.
Mr. Holmes,
So
Oh,
he
it's
didn't have
turn
them yet.
1?
Turn 2, he did bring them in, and I killed them right away. Like
to avoid that scenario.
exactly.
Scenario.
So he
I
had
guess
to
you
make
do
the
have smart
decision to
missiles.
either drop 3 points or take the objective. So he wasted. It was a lot of
Well,
points.
if you weren't on it though, he would still have hold more and hold 1, so he would have got 2. He would just missed out on the bonus point.
They wouldn't have had hold more because I would have just left Cadre Fireblade to sit on that objective if he didn't. If he sent his Gene
Did you have
Stealers
bottom of
off.
turn?
No, I have top of turn.
You had top of turn.
Yeah. So if he had sent his Gene Stealers off the objective, I could have just had like drones fly back or something to just sit on it.
Okay.
Because I moved my army far away. Like I
I
booked
got
it.
you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think because like he gets up to your face turn 1. He's got bottom of turn, so he kills them. Then
Yeah.
he would end of the turn like.
End of the turn.
Was he
scored
on
the-
your objective or was this turn 2?
No, he was a
that-
little bit off.
Oh, so this was
Yeah.
turn 2 that he held.
So, yeah.
That's such like
Yeah.
that's such a hard decision to make, especially
Yeah.
when you invest that many points in the Gene Stealers. I can get going
Yeah.
after the ITC points, but I think I would just use those Gene Stealers to
But
like
that's
kill
the thing,
more.
right? Logan put him in a position where he had to make
Exactly.
a tough choice.
It was a really tough choice. And I did have a model still there. I had my Cadre Fireblade still there, so we
I
couldn't
think-
deep strike Rippers right on the objective. He
I
had to
got
deep
you.
strike 9 out.
Oh, it's smart.
Yeah.
I think I would have flayed
So
those
it's-
fishes.
He wanted to. He ended up sending in the Swarmlord, and he like ripped apart two. He ripped apart 2 Hammerheads, but I mean, 1 Swarmlord against 2. Two Riptides and another Hammerhead still is just not.
It'll
gonna-
melt them, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
So I just cleaned up. I ended up tabling him, and I got 30 plus points in that game.
Nice.
John has said on Facebook that I guess you need to have a game against him to determine.
Yeah, I never actually ended up playing John. Yeah.
It's probably for the best that you didn't play a bunch of local guys.
Well, he and Matt played. And
That's
me
kin-
and
yeah,
Matt
and then you
played,
and Matt played, yeah.
and then me and Ryan
It-
played.
it's hard to
and
it's an
Ryan and John
18%
played.
I guess
though.
18. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And when like 4 of you are guys that
that's the
like,
problem is
know
that we
each
were all
other.
at the top too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we
That'll
kept
do
playing
it.
versus each other.
Well, because John needs those custodies as his crutch.
Oh, shots fired.
Calling him out.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was the event. I ended up taking first.
Sounds pretty solid, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Congrats. That's
No kidding.
exciting. That's really cool.
That was
That's good.
detailed.
That's
Beautiful.
really good.
Yep.
Okay, so well,
How much time we got?
we
left?
got about
15
15-er?
minutes.
15. So
Well, let's talk about these chess clocks.
so we got to go
Quickly.
quick through the chess clocks. I know
5
John had
minutes
said he really
tops.
enjoyed them.
They were good.
So we talked a little bit before we kind of came on about them. So kind of just, and you mentioned that you got bonus points for the extra if you had
If
extra
you had time. Yeah.
which is good. You also had said that everyone finished their games.
Everybody did.
So everyone
Everybody got
finished
those
with
bonus
time.
points.
Yep, everybody got
So
full
there was
points.
incentive to finish not only on time but have extra time, which is really good.
Yep.
Look at that beautiful army.
All right.
Put that back
Brendan.
up there,
Brendan.
Matt.
No, don't.
No, you can
Ignore
keep
him.
going. I'm gonna
Who's
admire
gonna-
that.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Like, do you think it's something? Oh, the grunt. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. So what? Like so.
Well, here's my thoughts with chess clocks. Early games, you don't really need it. I'd say the first and second rounds of the tournament, it's like, people are still feeling it out. The matches aren't really balanced yet anyway.
That's true.
Once you, and even after that, once you get into the tournament, I'd say the bottom half of the guys who are just there to drink beers and have fun, they don't really need a chess clock.
No, they just play it out,
they're
and
just
then
having
like
fun.
if they get to turn 4, they're like, oh, whatever, man,
Yeah.
that was a great one.
Yeah.
And then
But
they
like
get
the
that.
top half, anybody still in contention who's got their 2 wins,
In
I
it to
think
win it.
they should start using chess clocks because it does help. It really does. And at that point, there can be 0 complaints about slow play because it's impossible to slow play when you're
On a time.
on time.
It's just unfortunate we've come to this.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah, it
gotta
is.
say.
It is. I don't think.
I think that's
still
what
don't think
it's-
it's really people's fault. I think it's you get into
It's
a
a
relaxed
subconscious thing.
state, and you think you're actually going fast because you're doing your stuff properly, but you're actually still.
Well, I was listening to a podcast and he straight up said, he's like, how long do you have to play a game of Warhammer 40K? And both the other hosts said 2.5 hours. He's like, no, you have an hour and 15 minutes to play a game of 40K. Because you got to share that time. You can't just take 2 hours to yourself and be like, oh.
Yeah. There's another
doing
person
what I'm
across the
doing."
table.
Yeah. Oh, but I have a bigger army. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Learn to bring
Still-
movement
yeah,
trades.
Still
Just
1850
learn.
points or
yeah.
2,000 points.
Yep.
It's still the same as the other guy.
If you can handle the bigger army, don't bring it.
Yep.
That's just
Or
that's
find
how.
ways
And the
to
dice
do it.
app.
Yeah.
Dice
The dice
apps,
app
stuff
is
like
huge.
that,
Ryan
yeah,
was
for
using
sure.
that and it sped him up quick. So it's 40 cultists double shooting. Loads up 80 dice. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Roll. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Take 32 saves. You know?
Done. Yeah.
Instead
I mean, as
of-
long as your opponent's cool with
Okay
that,
with
which
that.
I would hope they would, just for ease of speed, but whatever. Well,
I
that's
still
good.
like the
That's
dice.
cool. I think it's something to definitely try out. I think there. I mean, it's on. Everyone has an app. There's an app for it. So
There's an app for that.
if you guys are playing practice games for any events, I would strongly recommend giving that a shot. I
Yeah,
think
give
that'd be-
chess clocks a shot. Do it. There's phone apps for it.
Yeah, just
give it
try
a shot.
just
You'll
for
like
the,
it.
just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? So let's get into some local stuff. Our Aegis Sigmar League. Do you have anything else to add?
Me? No. All I talked about beforehand was that I'm not a big fan of them, but that's only because I can see the use of them. I've just never had problems getting through my games.
Okay, but you're not the norm.
So,
You'll
but
be
I'm not the
considered an
norm.
outlier.
Yeah, I'm an outlier. So for me, I don't find them very useful, but I can see the use for them. So
Especially-
time will tell. Time
especially
will tell.
To allow people to get used to going faster and realizing how much time they're actually taking. Because I
Yep.
could see it eventually come to a point where it's like, you know what, I don't need them anymore because
Yeah.
I'm quick enough. But to get to that point and to get to that realization that, you know, maybe there are things you actually need to do to pick up your time because you are actually affecting the game as well. Something not a horrible thing.
But you know what's really nice too is when you're using a chess clock, and if you are a fast player, and you look over, you're like, I have 32 minutes left, and this is a very tough decision. I don't have to feel bad by taking 5 minutes and going, what should I do here?
Because you have the time
Because
left
I
over.
have the time, and it's my time.
Yeah.
I'm not cheating my opponent out of time by sitting there and
Fair
thinking.
enough.
You know,
Or talking to your models and stuff and asking them how their day's going.
whatever you want to
Or
do.
encourage them to hit better.
You got
Come on,
this.
boys, we've trained harder for this.
It's your time. You do what you want, man.
Nah,
Heavy
cool,
weapon
that's
team
good.
number 5, start hitting.
I actually think I might try for a few games if I ever get to play. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Hey, we
okay, so let's
played-
get some local stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
Aegis Sigmar League is wrapping up at the end of this month. So make sure if you haven't got your games in, to do so. If you have, make sure to get your scores to our lovely, I guess, GM,
Yeah.
David.
David. Old David.
I gotta submit ours.
Yeah, I told him you won, but I didn't know, I couldn't remember the score, so make sure to get that to him. What else? 40K League is going to be starting up
Woo!
I guess this coming Tuesday at
Already?
PvP.
Boy.
That's right.
Call of Infinity, is that
And-
what it's called?
Call of Eternity.
Eternity?
Don't get it twisted.
Well, you wrote Infinity.
Ruh-roh.
Producer Josh getting
Oh.
called out live.
Ruh-roh.
Anyway, yeah, so we got that
all
coming
good.
up. So the first rounds have been posted.
I'm pumped.
The first games are going to start, I guess, probably July 2nd. I mean, it's a long weekend. Have a happy Canada, everybody. Red, white, and leaf. Let's do it. Yeah, so 40K League starting. Pairing start PvP Tuesday. This Tuesday, I guess, this Tuesday coming up.
Yep, next,
first Tuesday of the month.
next
so
week.
right after the long weekend. So if you're itching for some 40K, or I think some guys are bringing down Star Wars Legion to give that a go. So if you're interested in learning how to play that, or want to see kind of how the models look and stuff, it looks like a really cool game. Definitely, if you guys want to come check it out, there'll be a few guys playing.
Are you guys in the league?
I am in the league. I am
not.
playing my Herp Derp Crons.
Commitment, I appreciate it.
Oh man, I guess I gotta play a guy I've never played before. I think his name's I can't remember his name. It's just a J. Anyway, that doesn't narrow it down. But anyway, yeah. So it'll be good. I'm excited. I'm gonna try and use units I don't typically play. So I probably won't be running very many like rates or like.
You could though, because it's you can't take a battalion, brigade, or a supreme command. So it's basically you only take elites, heavies, or fast in
Oh,
your
really?
army. Yeah, it's supposed to be like I guess the more elite people.
Yeah, but it's just like yeah, exactly. So like, I'll try and like maybe take more Lich Guard and like
Death
Praetorians
marks.
and Death
Yeah, the
marks
death marks. Bring them
and
out.
stuff that I just don't
Snippy
get to
snipe.
play very much. So just for something different, which would be cool. And then what else? What else we got? We got Highlander coming out. Highlander is sold out,
I'm
but
pumped.
we are working on getting more tables, which actually should probably not be a problem. We should probably expect another 4 to 6 tables. So get on the wait list. We have 2 guys on it, so the first table that comes available is going to be filled immediately. But definitely get on that wait list. And all you got to do is message the Facebook page, 40 Below Gaming, and yeah, send us an email at registration@40belowgaming.com, and we'll get you on the list. You don't have to pay up front. It's once tables open up, we pay we get payment afterwards. But otherwise, yeah, just get your names on it, and if you can't, when we approach you, just say can't, and then you can have your name bumped to the bottom, or we can just scratch you off. So there's no harm, no foul. But yeah, we are sold out right now, which is awesome. It's gonna be great. We've got a few guys working on the rules right now, so it'll be fun. It'll be a good day.
And you run that one, or are you doing rules?
No, I'm going playing it.
Logan's
You're playing?
playing. I
Nice.
think Scott's playing. You're in it.
I'm not in it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Where are you?
I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Oh.
So we've been planning this
1 minute?
trip
Oh, no.
for years. So
No, we don't have just a minute left. Okay, what else we got? That's all, I think that's all the local stuff. Oh, Daniel Saxon.
no. Producer Josh is in it. Not we have a minute. We still have 8 minutes.
Producer Josh is in it. Okay.
Nice.
He can play. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Producer Matt, you in it too?
Producer Matt's me.
Why is this guy not playing? Let's
Because
go,
he-
Producer Matt. We'll get you an army
Producer
going.
Matt is making sure everyone else's armies look pretty.
Does a good job at that.
Yeah, man. Daniel on Facebook. I too know a few orc players that are actually very quick, and it's interesting because it's those guys that typically are quick because they know they have big armies, and when it's ironic that when you play orc players in general, the opponents are the ones that are like, oh, I had to play orc, so it was a slow game, that's why I didn't finish. But it's actually really not the orc players that were the slow ones.
No.
And it's kind of interesting. But yeah, you know what? If there's someone to talk to about how to find ways to speed up your game, it's probably those orc players that.
At least
like
their movement
orcs.
phase.
At
They
least
have their
movement.
tricks.
Know who's really slow? I found
Ryan Mandrick, I know.
Dark Eldar players. There's
Really?
all the MSU, all the one thing
Yeah.
here, one thing there.
That's very
They
true.
think between their shots, like, oh, this raider's gonna shoot this, and I got 15 more raiders, so this raider that, this raider that. Oh, which
And then they
one
have their
now?
units
That reason
inside
about-
that can shoot, and then they're like, okay, who am I gonna shoot these
Yeah.
at? And you gotta like keep track of this too, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
who shot and who has a shot?
Yeah, and they don't have
Like
markers
put markers or
nothing.
something.
I know, yeah.
And then,
That's-
and then like the whole
struggle.
Vect
The struggle is
interaction
real.
too. Man, like when I played the Dark Elder guy at POW, my first one, in game 2, I think it took us like 2 or 3 minutes for me to understand what was going on with like the CP thing, because of course I had like a guard, so I had the farm,
Yeah.
and it's like he vected me, so I could still roll my. Yeah, I got vected. So I could still roll my 2 dice for my stratagem to see if I get back like any points, because I technically spend it. And then he rolls for his on any 6s, he'll get some command points back. And then he rolls the random dice roll, like on a 1 it doesn't work, like a 2 to 5 I get my command points back, and 6 it doesn't. So he does, so like I think in all our games he rolled like between a 2 and a 5. So I got my command points back. So I could recycle some of mine, then get mine that I spent back, and then because he uses stratagem, I get to roll another dice. So I was just like, okay, that makes
Too
sense, but
many.
I'm like, there's too much interaction
Oh,
for
God,
this
yeah,
one
it's
thing
crazy.
right now.
So then, whose turn would that be on in terms of chess clock?
His.
You
'cause
switch
he-
it every
well,
time
I guess it would be
for
mine.
who's rolling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
But
man.
honestly,
Ugh.
like,
I'm sure that didn't happen.
it didn't really.
Well, yeah.
Even just having the
Could you
chest
imagine
lock
doing that
there,
for saves?
just
It's like, okay, here's your wounds. Stop. Okay, make my saves. Stop. It's like, okay, shooting this
It's
unit.
literally like
Stop.
chess turns.
yeah,
it's
like
like, "Ah!"
just having the chest clock there and switching it even on the turns
Yeah.
just made a world of difference.
Yeah.
Just the
Interesting.
turns would make sense.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about the leagues. We talked about
I'm pumped for the league.
Friday night. Tomorrow's Friday. Hidden City.
Oh
Gonna
my
be
God,
getting
it is.
gaming in. I'm actually gonna be there. I don't know if I'm gonna game though.
Again? Two
Yeah, 2 weeks-
Fridays
oh
in a
my
row?
God, after my
Commitment.
Brennan thumped me, like absolutely, like pushed my beep in. It was awful.
Hey,
It was awful.
he took Fabio, though, during the game, he had a bottle of Gatorade or something, and
yeah.
he was moving it and he knocked over one of his
I
models.
started pushing my models with my
And then he
finger.
was just like, oh, hold on. So he got me to videotape, and he was just bumping them closer.
Trying to get 'em
like
closer so I could hit
aggressive bumps just to get them in combat.
It's on the War Council page.
Oh,
if you
that
guys
was
wanna
good.
See it, it's pretty funny. But yeah, what else we got? Let's maybe go through the spawns. Oh, do we have our
Quickly, speaking of leagues, your opponent for the first round for the record is Jarrett Sallows.
Jarrett Sallows.
Oh, I
I'm
played
coming
Jarrett.
for you.
I'm playing Steve
Cool guy.
Rayner. Beard! I
Yeah.
gotta take on his Yunari.
just a beardo with a beardo.
I know.
So let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsors. I'm gonna pull it up here because we don't have our sheets. That's okay.
I'll go through this
so
time.
what? Brandon's gonna go through them.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, Brandon, go nuts.
So we got
Give a
Hidden
shout out to
City
our sponsors.
Comics, PvP Cyber Lounge, On Call Solutions, AYBOnline.com, Battle Foam, Game Night Games and Cool Stuff, and, but not least, Northern Lights Terrain.
Actually, And we have one more. I Want That Stuff
Oh, yes.
from Brandon
Stuff.
is now on board with us as well. So shout out to them.
Oh,
Thanks for
boy.
joining the team. Really appreciate the support. The guys out there have been great. So expect more events co-run with them out in Brandon.
Ooh, I
and
like the
stuff
sounds of
here.
that.
So yeah, it'll be good. Oh, Jared's on Twitch. Question is about the.
The question is about the architect.
Oh, is that okay? That's league.
Yeah.
That is
Post
a good
that.
question.
Post that on
So
the
what-
league page.
No. What you're gonna do is you're
No?
gonna message the Facebook page directly.
Oh, okay.
Message the page, and either our producer, sorry, not our producer, our GM. David will either see it or I will be looking for it, and I will tag him to make sure to get you the proper response, because I didn't write the missions, nor did these guys, so I would hate to give you the wrong answer.
I believe you can farm, but
So producer Josh seems to think they can be farmed, but again, I would just recommend firing a message to the page.
It's always
That's
good to
the
double
best way
check.
to do it, and then that way, when we can start building an FAQ and post those in the event page, so everyone can see them, to avoid duplicates of the same question. Thank you for the question, though. Appreciate it. Never feel worried to shoot us messages.
No question's a dumb question.
No question's a dumb question.
At least we won't
Absolutely.
tell you that.
Do we have
Yeah,
any
not to your
questions on the
face.
Facebook chat?
Any questions in general about events coming up, about leagues, about anything in general? I don't know. What our favorite color is? No, just kidding. I'm not going through that. Mine's blue. Just get that out of the way.
I remember that for when I'm hacking the passwords later.
Oh yeah, you know what? I am
Alright,
gonna
I
have
think-
my name immortalized on their trophy there in Regina.
Oh.
You just better hope they don't spell it wrong.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Oh
legit.
yeah. Then I guess highlight.
Logan, Rogan. Dang it!
No!
Alright, guys. Well, that is it. Logan, thanks for joining us, and again,
problem.
congrats on the event.
Thank
Brendan,
you.
as always, it's been a pleasure.
The A team's back, guys. We're sorry we were gone.
Yeah, I know you guys missed us. Let's be honest.
I know.
But okay, Brendan, sign us out.
Okay.
Do you have something new?
I got some variety tonight. If I
Okay,
should have brought a
alright,
dice and
All right, let's hit it up.
D6
Okay,
it.
drop one on us.
But I actually like this one because I used this one right before POW.
God, it's the same one.
Is it?
It's the same one. It's the exact same one.
Oh yeah. No, prepare for the best, expect the worst, but keep rolling those dice, guys.
Oh no.
Good
Change
night.
it up.
Okay,
and
Change it up.
all right,
goodbye.
I'm liking that. I'm
All right.
feeling that.
Better
Okay,
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
That one was poetry. to
Better
me.
than the
No,
Australian one.
it was poetic. Is what you were looking for, teacher.
No, it's poetry. Poetry in motion. Poetry on paper.
I think it was more-
I meant what I said and I said what I mean.
It was
We're
words.
out!
It was words.
I hope we were out before he just like raged.
Yeah! You know what? That one was poetry.
Better than the Australian.
I got some variety. Poetry on paper. I should have brought a dice. I meant what I said and I said what I mean, but we're out!
Words.
Yeah! You know what? Oh yeah. No, prepare for the best, expect the worst, but keep rolling those dice, guys. Good night and goodbye. You know what? That one was. I meant what